Well, a 15-year-old has received a 10-year sentence in the murder of an elderly woman in Pickering, Ontario. That sentence is the maximum for a youth convicted of first-degree murder. You may remember the story from May of last year. It actually started to develop while we were on the air. The details were horrifying. This woman on her property, she was stabbed to death. It wasn't clear why. And then it turns out that the perpetrator was, in fact, a young teenage boy. The family of the victim, Eleanor Doney, speaking outside the courthouse today.
If he's rehabilitated with the experience he has and what he's gone through, maybe he can make a huge difference in the community. Maybe he can make a huge commitment, huge change for other people who are thinking of going through the same thing.
Doney was an 83-year-old retired kindergarten teacher. She was found with stab wounds outside her home. The teen will serve 5 years in custody and 4 years under community supervision. 1 year was credited for the time that he spent in custody before the sentencing. That's something his defense lawyers had requested. CBC's Christian Davino was inside the courthouse in Oshawa during this sentencing hearing. And Christian, let's start with what the judge had to say to the teenager today.
Well, Ian, really what the judge mentioned, she went through all the troubling parts of this case, of course, how brutal and unprovoked this murder was. She mentioned to the family of the victim, Eleanor Doney, that, there's no sentence that she could give today that would help to make them feel whole again. And towards the actual guilty party in this, the teen, of course, she brought up his apology that he stood up in court yesterday and made, and how he had reflected on that and saying that he does feel sorrow for his actions and that he hopes to better himself. Well, the judge used those words today in court, and she said to him directly that she truly hopes he meant what he said, and that he takes the rehabilitation period seriously that he will get for this maximum sentence, of course, which is 10 years, that to be served within 5 years in custody and an additional 4 years within community supervision.
I remember so well the night this happened, how shocking this crime was. And then, of course, in the days after, we're told that it's before the courts, we can't get details. Well, now this case is no longer before the courts. We've had the conviction, we've had the sentencing. Do we have any clear idea as to what the motive of this murder was?
The short answer to that, Ian, is we don't. And that was brought up multiple times within court itself. Part of the evaluation of the youth involved was that he would get a psychological evaluation. And in that, he was going back and forth for the reasons as to why he may have committed the murder. He had a fascination with serial killers at one point. He had the urge to kill in the weeks leading up to the murder. He suffered from depression as well, or depressive symptoms, as was highlighted by doctors who were undergoing some of that treatment for him. But all in all, he couldn't really come with a conclusion as to why he actually carried out the murder. He knew he was going to kill somebody that day. That is something that was evidently clear that came out in this court case, but he didn't really know why he was going to do it. He didn't have a particular reason for why he chose Eleanor. Unfortunately, this was just a situation where she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, where he happened to be walking through and he had the opportunity to do it. He did it, and he was calm and collected throughout the whole murder, as we heard here today in court. He was very calm throughout the whole situation, but he had no exit plan after the fact. He decided to walk eastward after the murder in Eleanor's home. He discarded the knife into the woods, and then he decided to return home, where he eventually awaited for police to arrest him that evening.
Boy, the randomness of this, the savagery of it, so disturbing. Christian Davino at the courthouse in Oshawa. Thank you.